Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another lesson from Transparent Physics. This is going to be a Just Demos series, and it's going to feature the classic experiment of using pressure to put a hard-boiled egg into a bottle. So this video is going to be about how to set it up and what it looks like when you do it. Okay, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to amaze your friends and family with the egg into the bottle demonstration, and we'll show you what it looks like when it works. Emphasis though, this video is simply about the setup and the demonstration. There'll be a companion video coming up that will explain all the science behind how this actually works. Safety first. This demonstration does involve open flame, so you should perform it only under appropriate adult supervision in an environment where it is safe to do so. Also, once you're wrapped up with it, make sure any burned fuel is completely extinguished before you throw it in the trash can. Your shopping list is going to include hard-boiled and neatly peeled eggs. That neatly peeled part is very important. If you're the kind of person when you peel your hard-boiled egg, you get a lot of white coming off with the shell, that's going to create pock marks in the egg, and it could cause the experiment to not work reliably. I've always been told that right after you boil eggs, if you put them into cold water, it helps the shell separate a little bit from the egg, and the egg peels more neatly. So give it a try if you have trouble peeling an egg neatly. Next up, you're going to need a Pyrex flask or a glass bottle, and the important thing about this is that the diameter has to be pretty sensitive with regards to being just a little bit narrower than the widest part of the egg. And I have a flask that I use at school for this demonstration, and then I put it on a shelf where I always know to find it, because sometimes it's a little hard finding one that works exactly right for that opening. If you're at home and you don't have a wide range of glassware to choose from, it might be a little bit harder to find it. So when you do, make sure you cherish that. You're going to need a source of flame, and you're going to need something to burn. I find the cheapy brown paper towels that come out of a school paper towel dispenser work really, really good for this, but you can find your own technique. And if you want, it's not a bad idea to use tongs or tweezers to hold the fuel when you light it up. That way you don't have to worry about burning your fingers before you drop it into the flask. Okay, once you have all your supplies ready to go, making sure again you're focusing on safety with consideration towards your open flame. I usually roll my paper towel up in kind of a tight cylinder. I don't start with much more than maybe a dollar bill size worth, but rolling it up tightly helps it burn a little more slowly. If you're going to use tongs, now's the time to pick it up on one end with the tongs, and then you light it from the other side. And when you drop it into the flask, it's going to go out pretty quickly. So I like to let it burn a little bit so it's got a little bit of flame. The demonstration tends to work a little more consistently than if it's just a little tiny smidgy of flame and you drop it into the flask. And the big part of the demonstration is as soon as you've dropped your fuel source into the flask, you should cap it with your peeled hard-boiled egg. I have found over the years that if I focus on lighting the paper towel and dropping it in the flask, and I have somebody else standing on the opposite side of me to cap it with the egg, it tends to work a little more smoothly and consistently. Each person's then responsible for kind of their own job. And also important to note that the egg should not be like jammed into the opening. All you have to do is set it onto the bottle, make sure it seals evenly on all sides, and that's all it's going to take. All right, enough yammering. Let's see this in action. All right. Hey, that never gets old. So, do you want to know why the egg ends up in the flask? Well, for a full explanation of the science behind that happens, turn into the companion video in this Just Demo series. Hint, it involves pressure. Hey, well, if you thought this was an excellent overview of how to perform this experiment, make sure you click the like button. And if you have any questions about it, if you're trying it on your own and it's not working, leave a comment below. And to help the channel grow and to find out about the next time some demos are released on transparent physics, make sure you click subscribe. All right then, I hope I see a lot of you in the companion video to learn about why the egg ends up inside the flask, and I hope I've made this demonstration a little clearer for you on this episode of Transparent Physics.